life wasn't always shiny scales. My father was a truck driver. My mother was a mahi-mahi. And that's how I was born. Rode past a bunch of guys on a boat. They made fun of me. Said, oh, it's the guy that talks to fish. So I sent a shark in to kill him. Of course, we were 40 miles inland, so it never showed up. But if they ever go to the beach, sometimes when I'm bored, I like to go to Jerusalem with a tail full of fish. Pretend I'm Jesus. It's hilarious. Good thing there's no supervillain there or they'd be dead. This is my story.
Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining us again for another video. We're continuing our way through the DCEU, today with Aquaman. We decided to film our little intro outside today because it's a beautiful day.
Nobody cares.
Okay, Aquaman. I'm trying to remember going back here. James Wan directed it, a pronounced horror movie director, kind of in the same category as Sam Raimi, a horror director, traditionally doing a superhero movie. So I've only seen this once. I saw it in IMAX when it first came out. I remember really liking it. Jeremy, what do you think going into it?
I didn't even really think about it in terms of how Sam Raimi and James Wan both started in these, horror genre movies and then went on to do massive budget superhero movies. I think that's actually a pretty good path for filmmakers to take because they can establish their style with like smaller budgets, and then obviously when they're given resources, they can just really get into the most creative aspects of the stories that they want to tell. I feel like James Wan and crew had a lot of fun with this movie. Visually, I think it's a fun watch. I feel like everybody's going to at least have a good time watching it. However, I'm always happy to be proven wrong.
Jen and I, we just watched Ant-Man not too long ago, and there's this sense of like, what do you even do with characters like Ant-Man? We've never had an Aquaman movie. Up until the DCEU, Aquaman was really a cultural joke about like his powers and everything and what he does, which is one of the reasons they cast Jason Momoa, this like big burly guy, to kind of get them to knock that off. So when you have somebody like James Wan helming an Aquaman film, it's kind of like, let's have fun with this, let's not take it too seriously, kind of like with Ant-Man, there's that sense of cheesiness and corniness, so lean heavily on that. I think Aquaman does a really good job balancing out, doesn't take itself too seriously, but seriously enough for it to make sense in the overall DCEU. We actually have Aquaman here today. He showed up, and I'd love to hear his thoughts on his movie.
Totally left my trident. You got to pause, or are we still going? So going into this, when I first watched it, my biggest curiosity, weirdly enough, was how are they going to film underwater, right? Doing the lighting at least, and are they going to keep it dark and musky and it keeps falling up? This is just a production nightmare. And so that was my thing going into it, was to see how they make the underwater aspect look. Is it going to be dark and mucky because you got a director coming from horror movie films? Or are they going to, lighten it up like, what's the Little Mermaid, all bright and colorful? So that's one thing I was looking for. I don't know. I can't think.
That got real weird.
How much protein do you take in a day?
How much protein's in tuna?
15 grams per ounce? I don't know.
The big tuna, the ones you don't catch.
Prime actually brought up a really cool point about the CG of the movie and the underwater sequences and how they did all that. And we'll talk about that a little bit after, so make sure you stick around for our post-discussion. Jenna, going into this, what do you think?
10 out of 10. Don't need to see it. I'm going to see it, but 10 out of 10. For sure. That's all I need to say about that one.
So Jenna saw Justice League without us because she wasn't able to be there whenever we shot it. You saw that going into this. Is there anything you want to see about Aquaman? Do you care about his character at all, or just sort of here along for the ride?
I'm highly invested in his character.
Awesome. So Jen, unfortunately, has not seen Snyder Cut or Theatrical Justice League. So I was thinking about if there would be any spoilers or anything ruined there. I really don't think so. I think that Aquaman is pretty solid. Pretty solidly on its own.
Don't let me be the guy to screw this up. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it's pretty solidified on its own. I don't think that there's anything in there that would ruin anything.
No, there's nothing in there that would ruin me, but just like Jenna said, 10 out of 10. There's a reason why this movie's very good.
In Batman v Superman, we see Aquaman for a split second. He's shown finally in the Justice League movie, where you kind of, just a little bit of character development there. In the Snyder Cut, there was more. The 4-hour-long version, there was more character development. So this is just on its own. So what do you think going into it?
Obviously, don't know much about Aquaman, but that little tidbit that I did see kept me on the edge of my seat. So I'm very interested to see what this movie is about. Hopefully we'll see some fish, because it sounds like it's underwater. So,
But not the alien. Like real fish.
real fish. I'm really excited to see it. I know he's from Game of Thrones, but this is obviously a completely different character vibe, so we'll just have to see.
All right, so Matt, you're the last one. What do you think going into Aquaman?
I got a feeling that this has a great opportunity to suck. We'll see. I'm a fan of Jason Momoa, big dude. He trains a lot. So I already have a little bit of a bias of liking him. I'm down for whatever. Let's go into it. Let's have some fun. And for everybody that's upset about us talking during the movie, you're seeing an edited version of this. No shade to the editor, by the way. So it's very inaccurate just saying that we talk in the whole movie. So cool out. We're just watching movies, all right?
And we're just watching movies with our friends, so we like to goof off and have some fun. That being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Aquaman.
Is this volume up?
You hearing a lot of right. Jesus. Nicole Kidman?
Hey.
It's okay.
Oh, is she drowning?
You weren't breathing.
God.
Jesus.
Can't get that?
Oh. They DH him a little bit?
Yeah. Try to.
Give him hair.
So, who are you?
Who am I? You sure you want to know?
That's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Very good. Now you're the queen of the lighthouse.
She had fled an arranged marriage.
Oh! Like they were like Power Ranger outfits.
Yeah.
You are ordered to return to Atlantis.
She had to give up everything she loved.
Maybe we should move further inland, guys.
Arthur is talking to the fish.
God, it's me on the right with the hair.
Oh. Gotta leave him alone.
Got it. It's him. 6 days from retirement.
This was your grandfather's. His unit nicknamed him Manta. But after the war, and now it's yours, son.
So proud of the murderer you've become.
Sir, there's something out there. Another submarine? No, I think it's a man.
This one gives him more propulsion. It's just like this. So this is just like Superman for me. Like, is it just more of this that gives him more propulsion? I don't get it.
I was thinking the same thing.
Maybe it's the water itself that he's like controlling and thrusting to like a singular point where his body is.
That's kind of a. He's got like a jet ski outboard butthole.
Like you've seen Moana, like where she's just like moving the water and it's pushing her along. Maybe that's what it is. Oh my God, Moana and Aquaman need to get together.
Oh man, that would be adorable.
I was just about to say the tattoos accentuate things.
So it's bulletproof too, huh? Oh yeah.
Jesus.
I feel like he's killing these people, like straight up.
I like that he doesn't fit the stereotypical.
Goody.
Yeah, like right there, like, I've come to save you guys. It's much more like, here, you dicks. You're welcome. I'm out.
I've waited a long time for this.
Oh, cool.
So why not right there would you not run the hell away?
Yeah.
Yeah, What are you gonna do, man?
Take note of all the what looks to be nukes around you, but.
No.
You'll heal from that. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
That's your kid. Shame on you.
I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you.
You can't leave it like that! You kill innocent people. You ask to see for mercy.
Ooh. This is a scene ripped straight out of Terminator, just with water.
I don't know why that doesn't look good.
It looks rough.
Its intention will make the underwater stuff look better.
Always know where to find you.
Old habits.
The Aquaman was responsible for this daring rescue. Russian
It's not me.
You couldn't stand on the sidelines forever.
Buddy, you that fish boy from the TV?
It's Fish Man. What do you want?
Can we get a picture with you?
That's awesome.
You're like our local hero, man.
Don't touch me.
Right, that's exactly right. Come down here.
Seahorses whinnying.
He understands the significance of this meeting.
What movie is he not in?
Any place too close to the surface.
Oh, Dolph Lundgren.
Don't recognize the Council of the Kings. Violence has always plagued the serpents. They will destroy themselves.
We have been hiding long enough.
Ocean Master.
Jesus Christ, that's the name they came up with? I take that back. I appreciate the simplicity.
His loyalty is to the
Oh no, seahorse.
Surface dwellers! To arms!
There they go.
King is injured!
Looks like a mosasaur.
Ooh, dang.
Broke 5 compartments.
Start seeing some guys automatically play the cello on the deck.
Yeah.
Like, I know what this looks like, but it is so comic booky that I love it.
The war has already begun.
Then it's time to send a new message though here.
Credit to whoever creates Aquaman. Just objectively, it's a very difficult thing to make cool. You know?
Hey, look at that right there.
No, thank you. I'm not interested.
Your half-brother, King Orm, is about to declare war upon the surface world. The throne is yours by birthright. The only way to stop this war is for you to take your rightful place as king.
Hakuna Matata, lady.
I am no king.
I agree.
That's awesome.
Volko has learned of the location of the lost trident of Atlan.
My birthright, it died with my mother. I'll treat him exactly the same way your people treated her, with no mercy.
Looks a lot like Godzilla vs. Kong with the colors.
Yeah.
That submarine was barely operational. One of your kind intervened. He is not one of us.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
So terrifying.
his dad's gonna die, he's gonna get all angry, and he's gonna go take care of things.
That looked really good.
At least he started them.
You know, I don't even know your name.
It's Princess Ymira Bella Chala.
Got a nickname?
Ymira.
Did you say her last name was Chala? Like T'Challa?
Marvel fanboy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
She's the Pink Panther.
Decades of pollution has been thrown back onto
Many are
land.
asking the question, was this a natural disaster?
Open your eyes.
We already have an Atlantean living among us, and
He's
the
the
same as
detective in
Aquaman.
Marvel.
You have to forget all the shit of the
Oh yeah, and then it's Willem Dafoe.
covered your Atlanteans. Not even close.
I don't know why they don't film any of this on location. Why is so much of it green screen?
Wait, you can talk underwater? Hey, I can talk underwater too!
Your body is equipped to survive the extreme cold, and your eyes adjust to see in the dark.
That's cool.
Little fan of menacing at times.
I love it.
I would give anything for the Titanic to be going and Jack seeing them in front of him. There's the little bastards that killed Steve Irwin.
When can I meet my mother?
No, she's dead.
Soon.
Don't tell Harry. Why do they need vehicles if they can swim that fast?
I was thinking the same thing. Like, you have the ability to run, but it's much nicer to drive this plane.
Oh, I guess. Kind of got some Tron vibes.
Definitely that.
What's the point in having a bridge underwater?
Security's impenetrable. Even if they did manage to evade the
It's like a couple
guards,
sharks.
What is this?
Only the highborns can breathe water as well as air.
Plus, it keeps the animals out. Arthur, I wish it was under better circumstances.
I can't believe Orm attacked.
King Orm and your father were ambushed by the surface.
By the surface? I still think Atlantis is a fairy tale.
I was there. If we're going to prevent this war, you must dethrone him now.
I already got one of those.
This is the lost trident of Hardman.
Oh, I know the story.
It's more than a story. Legend says the trident was imbued with the power to command the sea. Unlimited energy at a time when the rest of the world still thought the earth was. But we became too ambitious, too hungry for power. The ocean swallowed us, and Atlantis sank. And so we evolved. Others regressed. Neither he nor the trident were ever seen again. The clue to Atlan's final resting place is inside of this.
A lot of people get interrupted by explosions in this.
Yeah.
Go, go, Power Rangers!
I place you under arrest.
Welcome to Atlantis.
Keep these chains off, little brother. And we'll see who gets run through them.
If I defeat the firstborn son of Atlanta in a formal challenge in front of everyone, I am the one true king.
Your Majesty, your brother is clearly an imbecile.
Challenge has been made, and I accept.
You didn't really get the different age kids actually looking fairly similar to each other. That's awesome.
That's your mother's trident.
Why'd you never come to see me, huh?
I told you. When you're ready.
Stop lying to me!
Your mother loved you more than anything in the world.
Loved.
But she had to return to Atlantis to keep you safe.
They executed her? Because she had me?
Yeah.
I remember everything.
What my mother taught us was treason. Will you escort my betrothed to the royal box?
You know, there was a time when I wanted to meet you more than anything. If only I had known what a dick you would turn out to be.
The ring of fire.
I fell in the burning ring of fire. I'm here too, guys.
That's cool. Pros, it was like nothing. Oh, God.
I promised Atlanta I'd protect him.
Must have just hit tips.
Waiting for an invitation? Get in! The plan was to recover
Still
Alex,
is.
try to
Okay.
then challenge Orm.
Okay, so we're doing things a little out of order. Shit happens.
Have you not?
What are you doing?
This is work for Pinocchio.
Who? Great.
So it's like parcel tongue to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the heir of Slytherin.
We're here.
I'm out.
Redheads! You gotta love them.
You will lead my finest commandos as your personal army to hunt down the half-breed abomination. Converts water into beams of energized plasma.
Super circle. Yeah, right. Wish there was just one practical shot, just a quick one of him just having to drive to Home Depot, being frustrated.
Think I'm gonna need a bigger helmet.
No. Now we are stranded.
It's completely dried out.
Actually kind of need to pee, you don't need to do this, but okay.
Could've just peed on it.
In this trident resides the power of Atlantis.
Hey, wait! Oh. Should we have written it down first?
I memorized it. Pinocchio. You risked our lives based on something you read in a children's book?
It's a book.
Only in the hands of the true king can he truly see.
Romulus. First king of Rome.
Well expected. Damn well expected. Oh, another one.
What the
I
hell
didn't
is
like that one, man. I didn't like that. Yeah.
Call me Black Manta.
Good lord.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool shots. He's like getting into those people.
Good lord. Like a cork in a John boat.
Kamehameha. Jesus. She turns wine into water.
Good lord.
Tell your dad hi in hell.
Let's not forget this is just a regular human in a suit. Good God! You think that was practical?
Our stuntman gave his life for that shot. We said we could just do it with CG, but he said practical is always better.
You think you're unworthy to lead because you're of two different worlds, but that is exactly why you are worthy.
Oh.
You are the brute.
Shaking your bag on Jimmy's? Yeah. Love it. I hate it. Cool.
Remember this part looking pretty cool in IMAX.
Yeah.
Seeing underwater and...
That is cool.
Legit dinosaurs here.
Oh, mama's back. Got some dreads.
They survived the trench, why couldn't she?
True. And homeboy could have been lying.
Careful, careful.
He still walks to the end of that dock. Every morning.
That's depressing.
The trident is the only way back, but it is guarded. The creature will only allow the true king to pass.
But what could be greater than a king?
A hero.
Do not belong here. Never have I sensed one as unworthy as you.
Jeez. Get out of here.
Yet, you dishonor this place with your presence.
You're right. I am a half-breed Mongol. But I did not come here because I thought I was worthy.
You understand me.
I do.
biologist studying this area, like in the ocean. Like, what the heck is happening?
Call me Ocean Master.
Ah, he's at it. He's at it.
What the budget on this was?
I was thinking the same thing. He's got a lot of lines where he's just yelling stuff.
They got that 2000s Godzilla mouth.
Jeez. Yeah. Oh.
Secured by swordfish.
Too many casualties. We have to stop fighting.
Is that Free Willy?
Yeah.
I'll find my father.
Like how every one of those explosions, people are dying.
I was gonna say, guys, this is really an appropriate time to make out.
That looks fun.
He commands the train.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Father, he has the trident. Arthur is king by our most sacred law. And if you turn your back on that now, then the Atlantis you're fighting for is already dead.
And that half-breed is your king.
That was cool. Jesus.
Boom, boom, boom.
Round 2.
The people must bear witness.
The trident doesn't change what you are. The Atlantis will never accept you. Will they by bloodshed? The gods make known their will.
That's pretty cool. Do the gods make known their will? Hey, he's coming back.
I never taught him that.
How you gonna run into what do you,
No.
The guy is a rotating windmill. You're just gonna run into him?
Yield the throne. Mercy is not our way.
Maybe you haven't noticed, brother, but I'm not one of you.
Do it! Kill me!
No!
Sun comes out right there. Right there.
Mommy?
Martha?
It's irresistible.
Arthur saved me. Your father taught you that there were two worlds. He was wrong. The land and the sea are one.
I give you King Arthur of Atlantis.
Hail to the king!
Hail to the king!
I'm here too. Aww.
I am Aquaman.
No, budget Ant-Man survived.
Rose Dawson over here.
I spent 15 years at the United States Institute of Marine.
It's Holden in like 3 more months looking for aliens and UFOs.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
This is Atlantean technology, isn't it? Could you tell me how you got this?
You gotta tell me how to find him.
Just finished watching Aquaman. Overall, I like it. I think it's a really fun movie. I really like the way that they did the underwater sequences. I feel like they had to have a lot of ingenuity with that because there's really not another movie that's like this in terms of just being underwater, how they do the hair floating around. You can see that they kind of tried to cheat it with a couple characters by having their hair like pulled back, like Willem Dafoe. I think they tried to limit as much as they needed to do that. Underwater battle sequence at the end was really, really cool. Kind of this underwater Lord of the Rings-ish type of fight. James Wan is great. I like the whole legend of the original king and having to get the Triton back. Felt like a King Arthur story. It's funny that his name is actually Arthur in this too. Those are the kind of vibes that I got. Overall, I enjoyed it. I think it was a fun movie. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts. Jeremy, I'll start with you, man. What did you think?
Ahead of time, I didn't actually hit on a lot of the things that I really enjoy about this movie. I kind of wanted to let it play out organically. As Holden said, a lot of the underwater stuff, it's just really creative and visually interesting. I think we should give a lot of credit to the actual like art design, the concept artist, the way the armor looks and everything in this movie is like at once super cartoony and maybe a little bit cheesy, but then on the other end, it's like very visually appealing. I feel like this movie is like a 2.5 hour screensaver that works really well with a script behind it that really doesn't work so well. There's a lot of things that happen in this movie that I kind of give a pass to. And again, it's just kind of that like Saturday morning matinee vibe. I feel like New 52 kind of pushed the Aquaman mythos in the direction of being more Lovecraftian. All these characters like the Trench and this freaking Cthulhu monster that shows up at the end. Like that's not stuff you would have seen in old Aquaman. However, post New 52 where they like stubbed the trident into the stump on his hand and made him like super edgy. This kind of bridges those two different versions of Aquaman. I feel like the New 52 version is very Snyder, but it was fun to watch Jason Momoa have fun in this movie, and I feel like he gets a little more range in this time. Sometimes he's like goofy, sometimes he's actually scared reacting to stuff, like things we don't see in the other movies. So yeah, it's not ever realistic looking. I mean, even Ocean Master's metal face mask like moves with his expressions in his face, which I don't know, I feel like it all adds to a vibe of it being campy and fun, and that's like my biggest takeaway of this movie. It looks good and it's fun, and it's too long also.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of give this movie some passes as well. Any scenes that took place at the lighthouse and the dock always looked really, really fake. Even more fake than some of the underwater sequences, which I thought looked great.
Yeah, so a lot of contrasts in this movie, but I thought for the majority of it, they did really well going from when they're up on the lighthouse outside. Didn't look quite right, but then underwater looked a little bit better in some cases. But I do like how the transition, it didn't seem like big jumps when you're dealing with Atlantis and there's all this color around a few scenes later when they're in the trench and it's all dark. I think that's one of the very positives, having this director coming from the horror franchise and being a fan of H.P. Lovecraft. I felt the dark scenes were some of the highlights of it, especially when they're on the boat getting attacked by all those creatures, very dark. And I loved it in the rain. All of a sudden they're back on this beach. I mentioned this while we were watching. I don't know if it was on purpose for the fact that they're typically underwater and so they absorb a lot of light, and if they did that for the audience, everything seems overexposed. You don't really see the sky, you just kind of see brightness behind them. The joke that was made in Justice League about Batman walking up, so you talk to fish, right? Made the whole payoff. It started with that where the kids were joking on him for talking to fish, and then he had all the sharks banging on the wall. That's how it ended. That's how he was able to get the trident. He spoke with the Karathan. Yeah, he was able to talk and converse with her. When they arrived at the big battle, he was turning all of their own creatures against him. What a way to kind of flip the script on something that he's been made fun of the whole time. It was his biggest power. I like that.
One of my favorite visual scenes is a scene when they're on the boat with the little trench creatures coming up and they jump in with the flare and you just see like the sky and then the water and all the creatures start to like come and follow them down. I thought that was really, really awesome. I thought all the fight sequences were really great. Like the Coliseum fight sequence. Whenever I see a fight sequence like that, because I'm such a big Dragon Ball Z fan, I'm like, why do we not have a good Dragon Ball Z movie? This looks great if they were just in air and Super Saiyans. Anyway, but I thought it looked great. I thought all the fight sequences were awesome and they did a really good job with it. Jenna, what are some of your thoughts on Aquaman?
I thought this movie was very visually appealing. There seemed to be a little bit of a difference, like above water seemed more real, then the underwater seemed more like vibrant, and the whole thing I think seemed kind of cartoonish, but it wasn't distracting. Like it was good. It kind of blended both sides. I think, hey, Roman. I think they did a good job blending like the CG with the real stuff. They had a lot of good fight scenes. The movie was so long, it kind of, the really important stuff at the end, like the trench creatures and then finding out that his mom was still alive, I think was kind of underplayed because so much other stuff had happened already. But that's my only critique. I really liked it.
Yeah, WB has kind of a reputation of having really bad studio interference when it comes to movies like this. I also thought it drug on a little too long. I feel like if you got rid of like the whole desert sequence, that would have helped shorten it down and maybe just kind of get rid of some of the other stuff, some of the fat that wasn't really needed there. I feel like it would have flowed a little bit better. I don't think Aquaman should have been almost 2.5 hours long. Jen, what did you think of Aquaman?
So I think it was a decent movie. I can appreciate that the setting of the majority of the movie was underwater. I really did like that a lot. I also really enjoyed Aquaman's character just as a whole. He was funny, he was witty, he didn't take himself too seriously. I think it was mentioned by someone, he's not like a good old boy. You know, he kind of had some rough edges to him. So I really, really enjoyed that. Some of the negatives, I forgot the character's actual name, but I'm gonna call him Ant-Man 2.
Manta, sorry, Black Manta.
Him and Mira, I just really didn't care for their characters, even like on a villain level for him. With Mira, I didn't connect to her character at all. I just didn't really care for her. But I did like the dynamic of the father and the queen, and of course you have the two brothers. I did like that dynamic. The fight scenes I really, really enjoyed, and as everybody mentioned, there were scenes that were beautiful. And then there were other scenes where I'm kind of like, that's clearly CGI, and was it really necessary for them to do CGI? But you know, it is what it is. Overall, I thought it was a decent movie. Would I buy it? Probably not.
We already own it, actually.
Great. But I thought it was a decent movie, and honestly, I think the character of Aquaman is what interested me the most. Way too long though. 2.5 hours almost, too long.
And Matt, what did you think?
So, not bad. A few bygone gem moments in this movie. I liked it. You know, I will not go into depth, but I will echo a lot of what y'all just talked about.
Go into depth like the trench?
Some of those scenes were fantastic, and then some of them were kind of rough by way of visualization. Yeah, all that. So there is no victory in defeating the ignorant. Something to that effect was said. I know that there was just a slice of that was meant to be comical, and also in that moment for her, it was like, I'm not down with him. I'm still on your side. I get why she did that, but there's something there. There's something of substance there to say, like, that power-hungry piece of just because you're beating someone that is technically lower than you in the superiority thing, like, is it really worth it? Is it really a victory? No. You have your mother's trident, which is flawed like her. I have father's trident, who has never known defeat, something to that effect. I see that as perfection always has something to lose. And coincidentally, and ironically, that's an imperfect motivator to be perfect, if you know what I'm saying. So screw that. You always love the underdog, is basically what I'm saying. So, yeah, I don't know. You think you aren't worthy because of your two worlds, but basically she said, that's exactly what makes you worthy. That's awesome. There's a lot of pieces here, I think, for identity of people. Of, mom's the queen, dad's the lighthouse. He even chuckled when he's like, I'm a lighthouse caretaker. Like, he even chuckled at his own profession. It was a really nice job at how they melted both the worlds and talked about identity. And then also somebody that, I think this could easily relate to, like, biracial people and stuff like that, you don't belong on either side. I like that they touched on that. It was great. I think they did a fantastic job in the scenes where they were deeming him worthy to acquire the trident. Gave me goosebumps. There were numerous times where I was like, that's that feel-good moment I want in a movie. They did a really good job with it. There was one line at the very end, I thought some of the dialogue was just spot on. And he said, oh man, this is probably the coolest sounding line in the movie. He said, then by bloodshed to the gods make known their will. I was like, bruh. Face off with him after he just said that, and that stance with the yellow, and it's like, I'm out. That was, I love that line. Very, very powerful moments. I think they just did a fantastic job at capturing him and showing that he's worthy. I liked it.
We'll do our ratings now. For me, I would give Aquaman probably about a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed this movie. I would watch it again with you guys if you ever wanted to. Do think it's a tad too long, but overall, not a bad flick. Brian, what about you, man? What would you rate it?
I actually enjoyed the whole going through the Sahara Desert. It kind of gave off a Indiana Jones Tomb Raider vibe, and I definitely dig that. Maybe some of the beginning parts could have been sorted out, fluffed out a little bit. My mind just runs into, well, how did they get that key piece? That's whatever. I'm gonna rate it an 8. I enjoyed it. Visually appealing and fun.
Jeremy, what about you? What would you rate it?
Holden, I wish you would have brought it up, and I don't want to steal your thunder, so I'm going to ask you, what was the thing that kept happening over and over in this 2.5-hour movie?
Explosions every time there was like a conversation. There was at least four times they would be in the middle of talking and then an explosion would happen.
There were jump scares, and you could see that like horror director coming out.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they had a couple of really unique and distinct things that they did in this movie that they just did too many times, and that's definitely one of them. And then the fight sequences, super cool. I really liked a lot of the choreography, but the spinning around the room, it's great. It's a really cool way to capture action where the camera's going around them and they're kind of centered. But I think they did it a dozen times in this movie. So yes, there is some trimming that could have been done on it. I think it's a 7. I think it's a 7 out of 10.
There's also that musical tone too, I noticed kept happening over it. It was kind of like dun dun.
Yes.
Like, it just like almost every time something happened. It was, dun, dun.
Jenna, what about you? What would you rate it?
Overall, I liked it. There were a few unnecessary side stories that made it too long and distracting. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Overall, pretty high ratings. That's good. Jen, what about you? What would you rate it?
I think I'm also gonna go with a 7. I feel like with the setting that they had, it was a pretty decent attempt. I can't really rag on it too much. Overall, again, I think it could have been shorter, but it was a good movie, so I'm gonna go with 7.
And Matt, what would you rate it?
So every time we watch a movie, I always sort of figure out where I'm at with the movie. Like I usually can typically start out at like a 5. And it just kept ticking up. And nowadays, I really go for optimism. And I'll give this a 7.5. You know, again, yeah, a little drug out. There's some areas that aren't meh, but pretty solid movie.
Cool. Okay, next week we are doing Shazam. So hopefully you'll stick around for that. I'm really looking forward to that one. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, helps the channel out a lot. Comment down below letting us know what you think of Aquaman and what you thought of all of our opinions and our critiques. Do you agree? Do you not? Let us know. Consider subscribing if you want to see more fun content like this. Consider joining my Patreon to get early access to select videos like this. Make sure to subscribe to Movies Are Terrible. It's Jeremy's channel, a lot of movie content over there, a lot of really good stuff. Make sure to subscribe to Matt's channel as well, especially if you want to see behind the scenes to videos like this one. Go check it out over there. Link will be in the description below. As always, we appreciate you watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Take care.
My father was a truck driver. My mother was a mahi-mahi. My father was a bounty hunter. Mom was a fish. My mom was a uma nuka nuka aku papu.